Well, g'day everybody and welcome to another episode of Fishing with Fergy. On this week's show, something a little bit different. I've had a lot of people ask me, Fergy, why don't you do a show on trip preparation? Show us all the things you do before you go out for the day to gear yourself up for success. So I'm going to go through a lot of items here, just show you all the little 1%ers and some little hints on how to have a successful day's fishing. So when you hook up the trailer to go out for the day, here's a couple little handy hints. With your chains, your safety chains, always put your safety chains crossed over. The reason we do a crossover, in the event that the coupling broke or the tow ball broke or you just didn't hook it up properly and that jumps off, by having the chains crossed, it creates a sling there. So the trailer would drop into that and support that, not dig in on the road, give you time to pull over and stop without too much damage. Okay, so you're hooking up the trailer, put the coupling down. Now this is something I carry, I've got a little padlock here. It's just a keyed lock. That there is a coupling lock. Why do I put that on here? What I do, I put that through my coupling here and lock that on. From a security point of view, it's not really going to stop a serious thief. They just come and smash it off or cut it off with a grinder these days. But what it's for is to stop those little arseholes that run around boat ramps unhooking trailers. I've got no idea why they do it and what would make them want to do it, but people will go along and unhook people's trailers like that and just leave them up so that when you drive off, the trailer jumps off, goes through the back of your car. So get yourself something like that, little coupling lock or even just a little padlock. Put that through your coupling, then you know it's locked on. And when you get back, no arseholes messed around with your trailer. Another little quick one before you leave, just check your tie-down straps. Make sure they're on tight. They don't need to be stupid tight, but they will need to be firm. Make sure your tie-downs are attached on both sides. Check your bung. Make sure you've got your bung plug so when you get to the ramp, you can put the bung in. I leave mine out so that when I'm towing, any excess water that's sat in here because the boat's living outside can drain out. So check that, make sure the motor's on its stand good. Give you a proper quick once over. Just spin it, check in here, make sure there's no line in there. Just look, there's no fishing line that you picked up that someone's left in the water and you've picked up. So just give it all a check over. That's all good, that's cool. Okay, so with your bearings and your tyres, always walk around, give them a quick look, give them that old kick, make sure they're full of air, you can see if they're low. And here's a little thing, I do a lot of highway Ks and a good way to check your bearings, here's a little handy hint. When you do driving and you've driven for an hour or so and you stop and get fuel, when I pull up at a servo, I'll always walk around my trailer, back of my hands, which are more sensitive than your palm, I'll walk around and put my hands on my tyres and my wheels like that when I stop at a servo. Why? If they're hot, that means that you've got a problem with your bearings or your brakes are dragging. Very simple way of checking. When you've driven for an hour or so, or you get to the ramp, before you put your bungs in, walk around your trailer, just do that, feel like that. If it feels hot, book it in at like JV Marine or someone like that and get them to check your bearings and your brakes out for you. All right, so you're getting your rods and that ready. When you're getting your rods ready, obviously if you have got the time, or you haven't used them for a while, re-rig everything. Put all new hooks on, new leader and that. I use my gear a fair bit, so I know they're all pretty good and recently rigged, but I'll just run my fingers up and down my shock leader like that and up and down my rig here, looking for any nicks that a cooter or something like that's put in it. Feel it, you don't want to hook that fish of a lifetime and lose it. Now, with the hooks, if I put brand new hooks on, obviously they're okay. Good thing about Gamakatsus, these things stay sharp for weeks. They are excellent hooks. I can use these hooks, multiple trips, multiple fish, but I just lightly do that on my finger. That is sticking in. Or another quick way, across the back of your fingernail. If it scratches your fingernail, it's razor sharp. So check, make sure there's no rust, no anything. If there is, get rid of the hook, put a new one on. Don't lose that fish of a lifetime to being lazy and not checking. All right, so when you're setting up your bait for the day, get your bait esky, that's my bait esky there. A little handy hint, if you want your bait to last longer, pack it full of either frozen bait or heaps of ice blocks. The fuller that esky is, the less air that's in there, the longer everything's going to last for. So you only might want to take out 2 squid and a couple of trevally or something for today, which is only going to be that much in here. I'll fill the rest of it up with extra ice blocks or ice bricks. You know, some of the big free flow ice blocks, throw 2 or 3 of them in there. The less air in here, the longer that will stay cold. And that way, if I'm going away for a couple of days, the bait will stay frozen in the bottom there, that I can still come home and refreeze any surplus bait, but it'll look after your bait. Okay, life jackets. It's not a life jacket unless you wear it, obviously, but give it a quick once over before your trip. Just make sure everything's good. This one here's got a cylinder view here that I can look in and make sure it's still good. Check the dates. When was the last time you serviced it? Make sure it's in date, because you get a fine for that if it's outside its date range. Check your dates. I know this one's good. Check all your jackets over, give them a once over. If you're like me and you're using your boat all the time and using your jackets all the time, what I've actually got, I've got a reminder in my phone when my life jackets are due for service dates, you know, that I know in July or whatever it is, they're there, and it's a reoccurring event that I just check those jackets, so I never have my jackets outside the service. Always check them, but give them a quick once over, make sure there's no tears, no nothing. The cylinder is tight. Cylinders can come loose, just check the cylinder is still tight. Okay, so part of the getting ready is checking your safety gear. Check your flares, the expiries on your flares. Make sure your torch, yep, that's working, because you will get a fine for having a flat torch. So make sure you have got that. I even carry a spare battery just in case. So check your safety gear. But also though, be smart. Get your phone, open up the calendar on your phone, put a reminder in there. A month before when your flares are due to be replaced, etc. Put reminders in there. I've got reminders in my phone a month before their expiry. They come up, I go and buy new flares. Same if you're EPIRB. Check, put all your reminders for your batteries in your phone. That way, you're never going to get pinged for having safety gear out of date. The next check is my batteries. You want to make sure your batteries are fully charged. Now, I'll show you in a second. I've got a little battery meter on my dash. Pretty cheap, pretty simple to install on your boat. And that just shows me at a glance my batteries, their state of charge. So I know exactly where I've got. I don't want to get to the ramp and find they're flat. Another quick check to do, your water separating fuel filter. Just have a quick look at that. All these things, they might sound like a lot, but they take a minute or two to do the whole lot. I hop in the boat, look at my battery gauge, open the little trapdoor, check my water separator filter's good, check how much fuel's in the boat. You know, I've got my fuel manager system on the Rain Marine's awesome. I've got all my fuel in there. It tracks everything I do. So I check there and I look how much fuel I've got, and I know roughly where I'm going to travel for the day. So I've got an idea how much fuel I need. Remember, the simple old rule used to be 1/3 out, 1/3 back, 1/3 reserve. If you think you're going to use 50 litres for the day, make sure you've got 80 to 100 litres in there. You've got that extra reserve, because you know what? When your mate rings you up and says, hey Fergie, the fish are on over here, and you run over there, you want to make sure you've got enough fuel to get back. So always check your fuel, your batteries, your safety gear. They're the really important things. Okay, so we've gone through all that. We've got everything ready to go. We're about to drive out the driveway. One little thing I've always put in my head, I do it everywhere before I leave. I'll stand in now and I go, rods, reels, bait, tackle, fuel. They're about the 5 things that I don't want to forget. I don't want to get to the ramp and haven't got all my rods and reels. I've got to make sure I've got my tackle. Certainly want to make sure I've got fuel and I've got bait. They're all things I've got to the ramp in a hurry, got there and gone, oh, I left the bait at home. Oh, I forgot to get fuel. So before I leave home, I look around my boat, I go, rods, reels, bait, tackle, fuel, good to go. Okay, so when you get to the ramp, there's no mad rush. Even if it's a busy day, take that extra minute and make sure everything's right, or that's when you'll stuff up and launch the boat without a bung or something. So I've just pulled up. First thing is straps. Straps off. One off. Second one off. Engine. The guys at JV Marine have got this awesome stainless steel stand. That's really good for supporting the motor. So take that off. There. The motor can trim back down a little bit, just there. And the most important bit is that little thing, the bung. Never forget the bung. Make sure the bung's in and it's nice and tight. And then just like when I leave home about your rods, reels, bait, tackle, fuel, at the ramp, I then will stand back and look and go, straps, bung, engine stand. Because they're all things that I've done, as most of you have as well. Launch the boat, wonder why I won't back off the trailer, you've still got the straps on. So take your time at the ramp, get ready. If it's busy, wave them past you, say, keep moving, mate. I'll take my time and get this. Do not let people rush at the ramp, because that's when you're going to stuff up. So all that's done, all that in the back of the car now. Now we're ready to launch. Okay, like most smart boaters, I've got a boat catch fitted to my boat. The simplest thing for launching and retrieving solo. And I'm going to show you how I use the rope for this setup. So what I got here, it's about 12 or 13 meters of rope, and I've got a loop on one end. That loop simply goes over my snapper rack. Then I go up the loose end, I go through the release clip and back to the boat, and I tie that back off to the snapper rack. How that works, what makes that really cool is when I get in the boat, as I'll show you in a moment, I literally pull that string, which releases the boat catch, then drop off the loose end, and I can pull it back into the trailer as I'm basically rolling off the trailer. That way I can launch and retrieve solo very easy. I haven't got to worry about my decky remembering to unhook the little clip off there with the small rope that comes with it. So double rope, I'll show you how that goes. On there. Up through the clip. Pull it through, making sure you don't open the clip up. Just like that. And just loosely tied back to the snapper rack. That way, I give it a pull, it unhooks, I start to roll off the trailer, I just let go of the loose end and roll it like that back into my hands as I come off the trailer. Pretty easy way of launching on your own. Okay, so now what I do, I'm on the ramp, undo this rope here. I can do it all from here. Just put the motor just in gear, pull the string so that it's popped, and then as soon as I know that I'm coming off like that, I just stop, hold onto this rope, and just peel it back into the boat like that. That goes in the side pocket out of the way, and then literally, just like that. Off it comes. That's a Savage trailer and a boat catch. That's how easy it is. So I'm coming back on the trailer now. I've got a bit of wind here. It's blowing about 15 to 20 knots from the north, so it's pushing me across. So I've got the motor trimmed up a little bit. I'll just come in on the trailer on a little bit of an angle, and the Savage trailer will just automatically correct like that. Just take the power off, automatically corrects itself, and just simply edge it forward a little bit at a time. And that click at the front is the boat catch in, that's it. I then put the boat in reverse and just make sure I'm locked in. I know the boat catch is good. Decky can just drive straight up the ramp, no questions. That's how good a boat catch on a Savage trailer works. Right, when you come back from the successful day out fishing, you've got heaps of fish to clean. Winch up the strap tight at the front, refit the straps, take the bung out, put the motor on the stand, double check everything's tight, and off you go home. Well, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed it so far, and I hope those hints and little tips I've given you help you guys go out there and not only catch more fish, but do it safely. So coming up next, I'm gonna go catch a few fish. Come along, let's see what we catch. Well, g'day everybody. I hope you've enjoyed that episode so far and picked up a few hints on what I do for my trip preparation. So as I said, I'm going to go and catch a few fish now. So message old Georgie. Georgie, I don't even think he answered his phone. I think he was hiding in the cabin. Popped up, yep. I'm coming. Didn't need any excuse. So just a very quick trip. We shot out to Western Port. Try and get a few more squid, Georgie. Yep. As you notice, we do like squidding together. So let's see if we can finish the show off with a few calamari, mate. Beautiful. Done. Let's see what we can catch. Let's get into it. Stop stuffing around, George. Catch a squid. Come on. Come on, Georgie. You're on? Yeah. And I was just thinking I wasn't McLovin it here and I might leave. And you go, I'm on. Not a big one, but he'll do. Yeah, so he's hungry. We put him in the bait tank, mate. Hold the camera. Yeah, he's only a little cute one, but he'll do. Well, we'll give it a few more casts here then before we leave, mate. Yeah. Yeah, Georgie, I'm on too, mate. Beautiful. And it's funny, the water clarity I class as average. And I've said to George, I think we go somewhere else. The water's dirty here. Then George got that other one and now I've just got one. So we might not leave in a hurry. They're not big squid. So no, he's good, he's inked out there. He shot all his ink. Hopefully all his ink. Yeah, famous last words. Nice little squid, not a big one. A bit like Georgie's one. Yeah. Put him in the tank. Oh, that's 2. Let's see if we can get it. Half a dozen more, mate. Half a dozen as in like another 18.
Yeah.
Georgie, what's going on?
I think I've got a squid on.
Yeah, and I've just said about leaving. That happened the other day of SJ, didn't it? Every time I said, let's leave, bang, we'd be on.
Yeah, I think tired is the go.
Yeah, so every time I said, let's go to Tyab, we'd hook up. Oh, I got weed all over my jig. Want to get in behind you. That's a real one?
Yeah, he's a real one.
Want a net?
Yeah, maybe.
We'll grab a net for you, mate. Coming over you, mate. Just walk back a bit. That's on the sleeper, on the Major Craft purple. Oh, shit, I'm caught on me burley pot. There you go, mate.
You good?
Hey, he's good. Georgie, not a bad squid, mate.
Beautiful.
Not the monsters we were getting the other day, but that's reasonable.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do a couple more casts here. We're about to leave, but let's do a couple more casts. Oh, righto, let's catch some. What's happening? The boat just turned around.
Yeah.
That's stupid. The squid was so big, mate, it dragged the boat around.
Take long?
Georgie, I'm on.
Yeah.
So we've just come to Tyab Bank, which I've been telling you all morning. We should go to Tyab Bank.
Yeah.
First cast. I'm on. We're right on the tide change. We've got here probably with about 10 minutes left in the tide. First cast. So I've gone whip, whip, bang, on. No, I'll grab him, mate. He's fairly well hooked. As in like one tentacle. He actually isn't hooked very well, but you get that. Ah. Just a little one, not a big one, Georgie.
Yeah.
Whoa, you get out there. So that was worth it, mate.
Yeah.
See if we can catch some more. See if I can do that again, mate. Cast out, rip, rip, bang. And I actually was thinking to myself as I did, I've gone, it's gone whip, whip. Yeah, that real aggressive should probably do this. The next slip I'll be on. I lifted it and I was on. As I just talked to myself about it, thinking, yeah, do that and I'll catch a squid.
What did they say?
Manufactured the bite, something like that. No, Georgie, that one's not the bottom.
No.
I've gone whip, 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 bang. So it's having a bit of a go.
Is it the 2.5 that you wanted?
No, I actually just said to George, in the next 3 casts, I'm going to get a 2.5 kilos squid. Can I have the net, please? I've only got 1 candle.
There's only 1 candle.
I said 2.5 kilos. This is more like around 250 grams, but it's still a squid. It was on the second cast. So I've still got 1 in my bank, mate. I said 3 casts. This was only the second, so the next one, well, you can keep that inky stuff out there. Yeah, only 1 candle. Thanks, mate. You can have that. I'll get back out there because I've got 1 more cast to catch that 2.5 kilo. I got it. Cool. Thanks,
You got
mate.
it?
Yeah, I'll let that sink for a little bit. Right. Get that gooey stuff out there. Little squid. What I'll do. I'll keep the camera rolling, George, because I'm going to get that 2.5 kilo.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the third cast?
that was the second. This is the 3rd cast. This is the money one. This one has got to count. I said 3 casts, so I've got to catch it on this cast. You can laugh if I do.
Yeah, I'll run around the parking lot nude. If you get
Okay,
it.
if I catch it,
If you catch it on
Georgie
this cast.
says, if I catch it on this cast, you've got to run around the Hastings car park nude. Nobody wants to be watching the camera at the moment.
Definitely not.
Only
OnlyFans at Hastings.
OnlyFans Hastings. George. No, I didn't catch the 2.5 kilo on that cast.
Oh, that's a relief. And for all of you.
Georgie, what's going on?
I think I've got a squid on.
Yeah, and I've just said about leaving. That happened the other day of SJ, didn't it? Every time I said let's leave, bang, we'd be on.
Yeah, I think tired is the go.
Yeah, so every time I said let's go to Tyab, we hook up. Oh, I've got weed all over my gig. I'm going to get him behind you. That's a real one?
Yeah, he's a real one.
Net?
Yeah, maybe.
We'll grab a net the sleeper on the Major Craft purple. Oh shit, I'm caught on me belt pipe. There you go, mate.
You good?
Hey! He's good. Georgie, not a bad squid, mate.
Beautiful.
Not the monsters we were getting the other day, but that's reasonable.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do a couple more casts here. We're about to leave, but let's do a couple more casts. Oh, I know. Catch some. What's happening? The boat just turned around.
Yeah.
That's stupid. The squid was so big, mate, it dragged the boat around.
Drag the boat around.
Well, everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming out, Georgie.
Thank you.
A bit of a tough session. Like the other day, we brained the squid. Today, different. We tried for whiting. Couldn't get a whiting to save ourselves.
No.
But we've got half a dozen squid there. That's a feed for Georgie. So, be interesting. Send me a message if you're watching the show. Send me a message. Let me know what your favourite hint was out of that. Make a comment on the post or whatever, on the YouTube, whatever. Let me know what you liked out of that. So, always like giving people some ideas on safe boating and make it easier for everybody. But mate, thanks for coming, Georgie.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, everybody. See you soon. Well, everybody, I'm back home from fishing. Good little session there of Georgie on a few squid. I'm just going to show you what I do when I get home now to finish off the day, clean the boat up, put it away, and be all done. And it actually is pretty quick. Doesn't take me that long. So I'll show you what I do to start with. We're going to flush the motor. It's important. Always flush that salt out of your motor. It's very simple. I'll show you what we do. Okay, so a pretty cool thing on the Mercury, you've got a freshwater flushing port here. No need to hook up earmuffs and stuff and wake up the neighbours, etc. So this is a thing called a Flush M. It's an adapter that screws in there. You can pick them up online or at most tackle shops. Go and see the guys at JV Marine, they stock them. So you just click the garden hose on there like that, open the water flow, that's it. Come back a little bit further. And I'm just going to let that motor run like that, the water running through it for about 15 minutes. For those that go, oh, you're not starting the motor, it's not opening the thermostat. These things are designed, the thermostat actually has a bypass on it, so the water will go right through all the jackets in the head and wash out that nasty salt and look after your motor. So I'll let that run for about 15 minutes through that. It'll start coming out the telltale in a moment there, and that's it. That is how simple it is. So while you do that, then you can wash the rest of the boat while the motor's flushing. Easy. Okay, now to wash the boat's pretty easy. I'll just lint the rods up against the back there. Don't worry, I've tightened the drags up so I'm not going to get any water inside those drags. So the product I'm using, it's from the Peak Marine. It's their concentrated salt wash. This is really good. Now I'm going to use the pressure washer in a moment because it just works exceptional on a pressure washer. So I've got the bottle there. I'm going to pour some of the Peak Marine salt wash into there, spray it on the boat, let it sit for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, hose it off. What I also do is when I spray this on, I'll give the rods and reels there just a light coat in those. But then when I want to rinse that off, I'll rinse it off with the garden hose, not the pressure washer on my reels. So that's an easy way to clean it. Now I'm going to show you how this works. This is so easy. My whole cleanup when I get home is done in about 15 minutes. How cool is that? So it's as easy as that. A quick spray with the Peak salt spray on it. You see the boat's all covered in foam now. Sorry about the noisy pressure washer in the background. I'll let that sit now for about 10, 15 minutes. Hose it off. We're done. It's that easy. Just with the garden hose. Now the pressure washer. Well, there you go. That's how easy it is to clean up at the end of a day's fishing. So we've been out, we've set the boat up today, packed all the gear, etc. Gone and caught some squid with my old mate Georgie. As you saw, come home, that's taken about 15 minutes to clean up. Give the rods and reels a quick rinse off, rinse them off with the garden hose, not the pressure washer. Spray the boat in the salt wash remover there from Peak Chemicals. Let it sit for 15 minutes, hose it off. it's all clean. Ink, everything's gone off that. So you go, I haven't got a pressure washer, what do? It works fine. You can get an attachment for your garden hose as well. And as long as you've got reasonable pressure, it will still work well. So if you want to get some more of that product, that Peak Chemical product is absolutely brilliant. I've got a deal with Peak Chemical though too. If you go over to my Facebook page, there's a lock post. If you can't find it, flick me a message and I'll give you the code, but you get 25% off all those Peak Marine Chemicals as well by being a follower of Fergie. So there you go. Boat's cleaned. So I hope everybody has enjoyed that show. Something a little bit different this week. A lot of information and I hope it's helped you. Get out there and catch some fish.